Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. We are back at it again with My Hero Academia Season 7, Episode 2. The fight between Star and Stripe and Shigaraki continues. So we get a little bit more backstory about her in the military. They're talking about how she's probably the only one that has the ability to possibly be as strong or one-up All Might. You know, basically saying it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. It's basically the quirk. We'll go ahead and fast forward through. It looks like in the intro here, Mirko, Rabbit Girl there, she gets maybe a mechanical arm, mechanical leg, because I know she got smashed up pretty bad last season, so it'll be interesting to see how she's recovering. So here comes the Timat missile, what is going to hopefully blow the crap out of Shigaraki. And then she grabs the missile with her giant, crazy air titan, and slams those bad boys right into him, creating a massive explosion, huge crater in the middle of the, I think it's the ocean here. And Shigaraki was able to play a gamble. He realized that she can only do 2 rules at the same time, so he used Decay to make a giant hole in the ground to avoid the majority of the blast. If his rules didn't pan out, then he would have died. So he got really lucky here. I want to show you the part where he's like, there we go. So that is kind of, I think that's the Nomu. That is very beat up. He used the Nomu. But I think part of that is Shigaraki. So, he's basically a husk, but, super awesome healing factor. So he is healing, regenerating his body very quickly. Then, basically the one pilot says, go ahead and crush me if you need to. Don't worry about it. Use the explosion to end it. She then realizes, okay, I had a gamble. I lost the gamble. And I'm not going to lose this guy because of my stupid mistake. And she ends up letting Shigaraki touch her. And he wins. He takes her quirk, and that's it. And we saw this character for a whooping 3 episodes. And she's dead. So they're hyping her up really hard. Not really any spoilers if you've already seen the episode at this point. But yeah, she ends up dying. She says she won't decay, but it's kind of too late. Already takes her quirk away. There's really nothing she can do about it. So hypes up, oh, here's the strongest hero, and then just gets wrecked by Shigaraki in 2 episodes. So that is what it is. Obviously, we know it's kind of like a I guess we're proving how powerful Shigaraki has become at this point in time. He's about, the last episode, I think All For One said something about being like 97 or 98% complete. So he's got a couple percentage points to go, but I don't think 2% is going to make that much of a difference. Maybe it does. Who the heck knows? But takes her quirk. She is then inside of him, essentially. And no, I do not mean that in the way you're thinking that. Essentially, she made a rule that New Order will oppose other quirks. So basically, he will have New Order, but he will only have New Order and no other quirks. Basically, in her dying breath, she made one more rule, took the rule off of herself that would save her own life, sacrificed herself for it, and it is just wrecking every single quirk inside of Shigaraki. So he's going to end up with, I think, no quirks besides New Order. They start blasting the crap out of him. He does manage to steal the Nomu's flying quirk and fly away. We see her here interacting with All Might as a child, basically saying, sacrificing herself. And essentially, his idea is, okay, I just have to give this quirk to somebody else, get rid of it, and that'll be fine. So his plan is to get away from everybody and completely get rid of hit this quirk. So yeah, Star and Stripes is dead. We have these 2 random villains that were jailbroken out. They even specify the one's a murderer. He runs in there. He tries to take his quirk and then give it to her. And then we have, New Order will oppose other quirks. So he's trying to use Decay essentially inside of his own body to get rid of it. But she is also, as opposed to other quirks. too bad it wasn't able to kill you completely. So, and basically she's saying as long as people will help each other, as long as there's heroes, somebody will eventually defeat you. All for One basically says that's enough of that. We actually see him taking more over Shigaraki's body. The Shigaraki that's inside himself, his hair goes back to black like it originally was, I believe, as opposed to the white. All nations are basically saying, yeah, we're not going to help Japan anymore because Japan's worst nightmare just killed the strongest hero in the world, and that is really bad. So we got to protect our own borders. Good luck. It's basically what everybody's telling Japan. They give data, the pilots were tracking data on Shigaraki the entire time. They give the data to All Might, so they have some more information on Shigaraki. All Might then is basically saying we have about a week. Shigaraki needs to heal up. His decay did eventually get rid of, I believe, New Order. So I don't think he's going to have New Order's quirk. He's also going to have lost a whole bunch of quirks as well, or something along those lines. But everybody's been training, so All Might's like, yeah, you need to train. And then Bakugo jumps in angrily, as Bakugo does, and he was like, well, what do you think we're doing? So all the heroes are obviously trying to get rid of some villains, saving people, and looking for Shigaraki. So that is the goal here. So we are probably going to have another Deku versus Shigaraki battle soon, I'm assuming. We need to train up Deku, because if I remember correctly, he could control about 30 to 40% of All for One. So we are going to need to get him to 100%. We're pretty close to it, but how we're going to do that in a week, who knows? That's where we're at. Who the heck knows how we're going to get him to 100% in a week. But they're like, they're not afraid of the storm. This class is strong, etc. But there's really nobody in the class that can do anything against All for One. Sure, they can help with the other villains, but realistically, they can't do anything against Shigaraki. He's going to just run up and touch them, and they're dead. I mean, I guess he could get lit on fire, or frozen, or taped down or something for a couple of seconds, but that's, it's just going to slow him down for a couple of seconds. Nothing's going to happen. Deku is the only one that's going to be able to do anything here. We see the preview here. He's hurt. He's getting beat up pretty bad. His hair is getting longer. I don't know why his hair keeps getting longer. It's kind of weird. See All for One in the background. We got Toga Spinner, a couple of the Nomus, and All for One's physical body is really bad. So maybe he's going to finally take over his body. I guess we're going to have to wait and see. And we end it with I don't remember what her name is, but Invisible Girl is maybe going to be a villain or something. We see her next time villain. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen there. Maybe she doesn't want to be invisible because nobody can actually see her, and she wants her quirk to get taken away, which would be really bad because then you have to fight an invisible Shigaraki with all of those crazy quirks. So that'd be interesting. That would definitely be interesting to see. Let's just find a page here. Let's see. Let's find something. Okay, we'll find something. Sure, Shigaraki. Why not? Because he was the victor of this 2-episode fight, and we probably got 22 episodes to go. I'm really surprised. I have complained in the past about summary episodes, like recaps, mid-season recaps. They're very annoying. But, a recap of everything in the past for a first episode wouldn't have been bad, because I think we're like a year out from when Season 6 happened. Minimum 6 months, and, I completely forgot about it. I think a lot of people forgot about it, because I haven't been hearing really anything about it. Usually when the season comes out, my news feeds start getting flooded, and my YouTube suggestions, TikTok videos, everything else is like, oh, My Hero Academia is back, and then Demon Slayer's back too. But, that hasn't been the case, but overall, we'll give this like a 6 out of 10, I think. I think I did that for the first episode, too. Not terrible, not great, somewhere in between. Obviously, I feel like the fight could have lasted a little longer than 2 episodes, but I guess you gotta move on with the story for the plot, so that's just how it's going to be. Let me know what you think. Comments down below. Subscribe, notification bell, all that fun stuff. Stay tuned tomorrow for Demon Slayer Episode 1 review. And then in the future, now that we are caught up with My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer is probably going to be on Sunday. My Hero Academia will be on Saturday. And maybe I'll keep doing those stupid little Android 16 videos on Thursday because I get bored. So, there it is. There you have it. Subscribe, notification bell, all that stuff. And as always, have a good one.